Hello buddy, so today I decided to try out a new recipe on buns, and I had some things that I need to share with you all based on this recipe, which is going to help you guys. So watch this video till the end. First thing I did was to measure out my flour. I measured out 2 cups of flour. In this video I didn't use scale to scale anything. So after measuring 2 cups of flour, I added 1/4 cup of sugar. Then I added 1 tablespoon of margarine, added 1 teaspoon of salt. Then I added half tablespoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of instant dry yeast, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Then I added some crush of nutmeg seed. Next I added water. Here I added half cup of water, added 1 teaspoon of milk flavor powder, and a little bit of, like, about half teaspoon of my combo flavor. Now I mixed the water with the whole ingredients combined. Then it wasn't enough. Then I went in with some extra water. I measured out 2/3 cup of water, but I didn't use all. Like, if you measure out 2/3 cup of water, you're going to remove like 1 tablespoon. Like, I remove 1 tablespoon from it, then use the rest. Now I have to mix this. I mixed or combined this so well, just where you beat your batter for puff puff. Then I covered it for 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes, now in case you want to mold it, you can mold it. You can make sure that you use lots of flour on your hands on the dough, so you can easily mold it. So you can scale, like this one I scaled 60 grams, then I molded it then before fry, or you can just do the puff puff method and fry. Now what I noticed in this recipe is that something happened. This recipe seemed like it soaked oil. That is meaning that the baking powder that I used was much. Yes, so in case if you want to make yours, please reduce the baking powder to 1 teaspoon. Don't use half tablespoon like I used. This is a trial recipe, but if you want your own to be perfect more than mine, please use 1 teaspoon. Then for the yeast, you can use 1/8 teaspoon instead of 1/4 teaspoon that I used. Okay, then for the water, instead of removing just 1 tablespoon from the last 2/3 cup of water that I removed, please remove like 2 tablespoons of the water instead of 1. Okay, then use the rest. I believe with these things put in place, you're going to have a better version of this particular buns. Although these buns came out very delicious, like the taste is out of this world, like amazing taste. The only fault I found that it soaked oil, and that was because my baking powder was much, the water was a little bit much, and the yeast as well. But you can make do without adding the yeast. But for the baking powder, please reduce it to 1 teaspoon, the yeast 1/8, and the water, just remove 2 tablespoons of water from the last 2/3 cup of water and use that. And believe me, you're going to have an amazing buns.